back. Now you know we are all about comfort and confidence here, and a lot of that stems from our health. That's why Nicole is live from Cosmetic Skin and Laser Center to find ways that we can begin our journey that feels just right for everybody. So how's it going over there, Nicole?
It's going great over here, Rochelle. And that's because we're joined by a familiar face, especially here on Studio 10. We got Dr. Lowe here. How have you been?
Great. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, Rochelle.
Yes, there we go. Got to give a nice shout out there. But we've been here so many times, and we've talked a lot about the hormone deficiencies that we see in women and the treatment that they can get. But you also treat men. So how are you able to help with men when it comes to hormones?
Yeah, you know, interestingly, about 30% of our hormone replacement clients are male.
Really?
And it's testosterone for men. Testosterone, it's simpler for guys. It's just the one hormone. For women, it's the three. But for guys, low testosterone is becoming a lot more common. You know, about 30% of men under 40 now have low testosterone. That's a big jump from a while ago. You know, between 2000 and 2012, young male testosterone levels have declined in this country about 30%, and nobody knows why. So low testosterone in guys is a lot more common than it used to be. When you get up into the 50s or 60s, it's over 50% of us.
Wow.
So an awful lot of guys, and guys can feel that. So important to get that checked. You know, a lot of guys actually know they have low testosterone, but they don't get anything done about it, or at least they suspect it. Part of that's because low testosterone causes this kind of apathy for men. They just get a lot less enthusiastic about doing something. They procrastinate. Oh, I'll get to it. And you kind of have to break through that sort of almost like a tranquilizer effect. You know, so you have to break through that apathy. So in a lot of our clinics, 50% of our male clients are brought in by their wives or their significant others.
Right.
So
they're like, you got to do it. You got to get some help.
Exactly. So for the women out there, if you've got a guy who's putting a dent in your couch, maybe, you know, get the testosterone level checked, because it is so common.
Right. Exactly. And that was kind of, you know, stemming off my next question, because, you know, men don't get hot flashes. So what are those like symptoms that we should look out for, the diseases that can come with low testosterone?
Yeah, men don't get hot flashes. The most common symptom of men is fatigue or loss of motivation, just kind of a blah feeling. But definitely sexual side effects, lower sex drive, poor sexual performance, a lot of cognitive stuff, a lot of just kind of brain fog. So some of the same symptoms as women. You're right, they don't get hot flashes, but they do get osteoporosis. Not as many as women, but they do get osteoporosis and increased risk of heart attack and stroke, diabetes, increased risk of Alzheimer's, very much like women. So a lot of risks there, and important to get that checked, because you know, if you've got a guy with low testosterone and you take them up to the young normal level, will drop their risk of heart attack and stroke by 30%.
Wow.
Will decrease the risk of developing diabetes by almost 50%. And the risk of dying of any cause over the following 10 years goes down by about 54%.
Wow.
So if you got low T, or you think you might have low T, you have to ask yourself, do I want to reduce my risk of dying over the next 10 years by 50%? Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yes.
So,
and that's where you can come here and start those conversations, get that consultation, and talk out what they're actually feeling, and of course get those treatments going. So thankfully we have you for the rest of the hour, so we can talk through kind of the training that you went through, so you can help both men and women, and of course what that consultation looks like when you come in here if you suspect that you do have, you know, low hormones or low T as well. So stick around for all of that, because we're going to be asking more questions from Dr. Lowe here at Cosmetic Skin and Laser Center. But I'm going to throw it back to you, Rochelle.